How old am I? I'll give you a few clues. I've used these ancient artifacts. I remember a time when cell phones had buttons, and I remember a time when you could rate YouTube videos out of 5 stars. I'm almost 25. Hello everyone, my name's Katie L's Gamer, and I found an article called 50 Things That Look Exactly Like Your 90s British Childhood. I'm a 90s child, I'm British, this is spot on for me. Anyway, let's go have a trip down memory lane. Bit of nostalgia. And already they're off to a good start. Getting all your calories from one of these. I got one of these for my birthday, and they were the kind of present that you just gave to a kid who you didn't know very well. I mean, hardline said they had a dairy allergy, but I think the purpose of it was to discourage kids from having chocolate, or you just use it as a piggy bank. But either way, it was a little bit of a design fault, because all you had to do was take the 10 pence out under whatever it's called, the stopper, and just reuse it again until you got all the chocolates out. And they didn't even come with refills. And it was interesting to have, like having your own vending machine at home, but at the end of the day, pretty pointless. What's next? Spending Saturday nights watching gladiators and being impressed and / sexually awakened by Jet. Well, as amazing as it looked, I wasn't really that bothered with gladiators. I saw the adverts when it was first advertised. Well, maybe not when it was first advertised, but you know, reminding us when it was on and what time. And it never caught my interest. So, oh well. I remember it though, so that still counts. Next, spending your pocket money on Taz bars, the original Freddos. Now they ring a bell. I remember seeing a Looney Tunes character on a chocolate bar, and Taz was everywhere. And I remember my brother had a pair of shoes with Taz on them. And I loved Taz. Taz was a big sweetie. No matter how vicious he looked, he was sweet. So it does ring a bell, they look familiar. I remember Freddos, the chocolate frog, wrong franchise. The chocolate with the frog's face on it. So, and Taz was everywhere in the 90s for some reason. They read my mind. Having a massive Pog collection that you were incredibly proud of. I never collected Pogs. I remember kids trading with them in the playground at school. And yeah, what the F were they for? I was just thinking that. They didn't do anything, they were just little plastic discs with pictures on them. And I think they were just one of those things that they hyped up about them to make kids want to buy them. Incredibly pointless. There was nothing like Top Trumps or Pokemon cards, so... Next. Andy Peters in the broom cupboard. Looks familiar. Very familiar. I recognise Andy's face. And the colour scheme is very familiar to me as well. I can't remember. I mean, I didn't watch every single kid-friendly TV channel back in the day. I remember the obvious ones like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon and Disney Channel when it was still good. But there were others like Jetix, I think it was called, and CITV, which stands for Children's Independent Television. And, CBBC, how can I forget? Children's British Broadcasting Corporation. That's ringing a bell a lot. But I was a kid, so it wouldn't register. Next. Not to mention Ed the Duck. Bless that little guy, where is he now? Well, it's a BBC programme I can see there. Or CBBC as it would have been then. And you can tell because Porcelain Pat's in the background. I don't remember Ed the Duck though. May have been a little bit before my time. I remember back in the day, the kids' channels would soon turn into, well, grown-up channels. After a certain time, like 7 o'clock, and they would tell you, well, when it was time to stop watching TV for the kids. Must have had an early bedtime, because I remember some of them had, well, not had, ended at 7 o'clock. But back to that, I don't remember Ed the Duck. Sorry, Ed. And this Ed the Duck puppet that literally everyone owned, except me apparently, I don't remember him. It would get so grubby, like every toy a kid has. Sorry, Ed, I don't remember. Watching Maid Marian on CBC, it was honestly one of the best TV shows of all time. I don't remember that either. I remember other shows like Get Your Own Back and 50-50, which was two schools competing against each other. What else? Raven was on. Didn't watch it much, but I remember it. I can't think of any others. Oh yeah, Basil Brush, which was a reboot from the 70s, 60s, I think. They modernised it a bit, which I loved. The story of Tracy Beaker, which looking back is really morbid. Like, we're watching kids in a care home who would have possibly had tragic backstories, and we found that entertaining. Yeah. That was based off a Jacqueline Wilson book though, so well, that slide. What else? I really can't think of any. Oh well. And well, I can't play that one because it's copyright, but still. And Clarity Skates from the age of 5 to 15. I had a pair of Mickey Mouse ones, which shouldn't surprise you. I remember them. Even if you didn't own a pair, you remembered them. Having neon pink sweat patches on your global hypercolour top, but still being the envy of all your friends. No? Well, my mother and Claire, my nanny, they pretty much picked out everything I wore when I was a kid. And looking back, that's probably not such a bad thing. And, that was one of their favourite things to do. Dress me up like a doll. I still look cute though. And honestly, it's a wonder I wore the same thing twice. Obviously, they had the favourite dress they loved to see me wear to be in. And they kept the favourites and donated the rest, but I don't remember them. Depends how old those kids are though, because I was born in the mid-90s, so technically I've seen more of 95 and onwards than 94, the year I was born in. So I'll let it slide. I don't remember them at all. Endlessly slapping these bracelets onto your wrist. I never had one, but I remember them. And I think they actually got banned in my school because, for obvious reasons. And I remember, like, I had a go at them with some others. But were they really a good idea? You know, kids slapping each other with, you know, them. But yeah, I remember. The feeling of a curl around your arm was so good, except when the metal broke and through the fabric and cut you. Yeah, maybe that's why they banned them. Pop-Tarts become available in the UK for the first time. I've never had a Pop-Tart. Okay, calm down. But yes, I've seen them in the supermarkets. I should try one day. Glugging Sunny Delight and waiting for your skin to turn yellow. Oh, I loved Sunny Delight when I was a kid. That was the easiest drink to give us. Like, what would you like to drink, Katie? Sunny Day! And turns girls' skin yellow. Well, technically, if you take too much vitamin C, that would happen. So, but back to that. It was a very thick drink. I remember being thick. But anyway, I loved it. I wonder if it's still in the shops. I'm gonna have to have a look. Staying up to watch the Crystal Maze. Oh, I loved that show. Oh, get the crystal, get the crystal. I did, I loved it, I loved it. I don't know why I did, I just did. I don't know why. It was so... I loved it so much. My mum even recorded for me to watch when it wasn't on because I loved it that much. Oh. Singing along to Salt and Pepper and feeling naughty. No. I didn't really listen to much music when I was growing up. Well, apart from when I got my very first McFly album when I was 9. I listened to lots of ABBA with my mum and Claire. And I don't remember Salt and Pepper and feeling naughty. Moving on. Dyeing your hair red so you look like Angela in My So-Called Life. Nope, don't remember. Wearing a floppy hat. Yeah. From Tammy Girl, huh? That's not around anymore. I didn't buy it. Well, I didn't buy it. My mum didn't buy it from Tammy Girl. It was usually Gap, Laura Ashley's, BHS when it was still around, Adams, Robodi, probably several others that I can't think of right now. But yeah, I didn't wear the hat because I wanted to. It's more like because I had to, because if we're ever in holiday in Spain, I had to wear a hat. And I'm always reminded about how I used to take it off and throw it away, and everyone would be like watching my every move to make sure I didn't take the hat off. Anyway, what's next? Sending notes to your friends at school instead of texts. Well, not every kid was lucky enough to have a phone in the 90s or 2000s. And I only did that if it had something important on it. Because, well, it was a small classroom back then. Getting pick and mix from Woolworths. Woolworths was another one. Oh, that's not around. That went out a long time ago. It was the best thing about every British high street. Pretty much. Oh, I miss Woolworths. I remember I was with Claire, we were doing our Christmas shopping. And it was mobbed. We were just like, everyone's grabbing what they could. And I remember I bought a toy car for my brother that made engine noises I knew he'd like. And I'm still amazed that that's the last thing I remember buying from Woolworths before it closed. Which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, well though. Chris Evans keeping you entertained on Friday night with TFI Fridays. You found it very exciting that the F stood for F. Nope, I don't remember that. I wish I would... Oh, Channel 4. It says there. Nope, don't remember it. Sorry, Chris. Knowing all looks to Never Ever by All Saints. You probably still know them. Nope, I don't. I was very stubborn with what kind of music I liked when I was a kid. I still am. No, I don't remember it. Oh, was I even born in the 90s? Getting really good at Snake on Your Nokia. It was on any phone, not just a Nokia. Oh, that game was so addictive and stressful at the same time. And sometimes the keys on the phone were really hard to push. And it got so frustrating. Oh, I only made it to like 10, 11-ish. But oh, it was both stressful, addictive, and the greatest game ever on the mobile. I never got good at it though. What's next? You know I have to play this. Oh, that takes me back. Then they change it to something else and then... Oh. The sound of your childhood, nothing can beat them. Eating Hubba Bubba bubblegum. Yep, I did. Never was that good at making bubbles though. Sing along to Barbie Girl by Aqua. Oh jeez, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. I can't play it anyway because of copyright, but no. Moving on. I consider myself very fortunate to have parents who were quite tech savvy at the time to be responsible enough to know that this was a load of BS. Who just... Okay, kids. I can't even get my words out, I'm so stuttered. Right. When it was New Year's Eve, 1999, I would have been 5. There was a massive scare going on that once the computer's date went after 2000, it wouldn't be able to cope, and thus the world would end. And even though I was only 5 and completely oblivious to everything, I can still look back and think, what a load of dunderheads. At least in The Simpsons, they made it slightly plausible because it was Homer's doing that did it, which was kind of funny because, you know, Homer's character and everything. But why? They put a man on the moon and they thought this would happen. Let's move on. Wanting buffalo boots like the Spice Girls. No, I didn't. I've been too small for them anyway. All men wearing Oasis hats. Maybe other men that I didn't know, but okay, maybe. I don't remember though. Saving up for a teen magazine so you could learn about sex and periods. Saving up? They weren't that expensive. I remember I'm guilty of this, I have to admit, but only the one kind though. It was Top of the Pops, and when it was still good. And actually, I'm older than the Top of the Pops magazine. I think it came out in '95, and the first ever gift was a cassette, I think, which wasn't bad. And yes, that's how I learned about, you know, peer pressure and your body's changing. But what I loved about them the most were the real life stories. I don't know why, I just loved them. I mean, it was so interesting to read about what other people have gone through. And what else were there? Oh yeah, the interviews from my favourite people and the horoscopes. I just like reading them, that was all. And what else were there? I can't remember anything else, but I like reading them. And I didn't necessarily learn about them for sex and lady things, so let that pass. Watching Nightmare on CITV. I didn't watch CITV that much as a kid, so I'm going to skip this one. Oh no. Headphones back on. Kids who grew up with dial-up internet, you're gonna learn something. jeez. And then came the famous phrase, get off the internet, I need to use the phone. Oh, I remember as a kid just like staring at the screen, egging on the second box to load and get me on the World Wide Web. Yes, it was AOL. This is why I dreamed of Wi-Fi. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks. Being petrified of Mr. Blobby. Ugh. You were scared that one day you'd be surprised on an episode of Noel's House Party and Mr. Blobby would grab you shouting Blobby Wobby Wobby. This is probably why I didn't watch Noel's House Party much as a kid. I would love to meet the person who designed him and know what they were on. I mean, it's hard to creep me out, but come on. Playing Minesweeper or Solitaire on your computer when you were bored all the time. And where's MS Paint? But then again, I went on to the computer for the games that Mama Gamer used to buy me. There was Bobby Detective and Bobby Horse Riding. My little pony game where you had to raise a little horse on Mitten Brave and everything. Reader Rabbit. Oh, there's so much more. I was just born on the computer. Chilling out on a piece of disappointing inflatable furniture like this. I have sat on one. I didn't like it. Therefore, I didn't ask for one. And expectations of inflatable furniture. A rigid bouncy castle for your bum. Reality, a sad, wrinkled, floppy breath sack. Not wrong. Spending hours carefully colouring in your velvet art. I remember them. And then giving the finished products to your parents as a present. They never framed them because they didn't live in 1970s caravan. Charming. I remember them. But I was a stubborn child, so I preferred drawing my own pictures. So I do remember them though. They were fun. Leafing through the Argos catalogue looking for things to put on your Christmas list. And now kids just go onto the website. I did this, I'm guilty. Funny thing is, I can't remember what I asked for. I remember a dollhouse that I'd liked. And pretty much every Barbie franchise. Like the Nutcracker, no, not the Nutcracker, Rapunzel. Swan Lake. They're the only two I remember. But yeah, they might as well have just had a toy section on its own for the kids at Christmas time. Why didn't they ever do that? It would save so much paper. But yep, we all did that. Now we just go to argos.com. Collecting Take That merchandise even though it was crap. Charming. But you didn't know Tony Blair used to patent Take That. Oh, it does look like him a bit. No. I didn't. Nope. I didn't know any better as a kid, so I was good. Getting matching Argos gold necklaces with your BFF. I remember them. I remember those dolphin necklaces right there. And the teddy bear earrings. Though my ears weren't pierced as a kid. But no, I didn't get necklaces for my friends. They weren't really friends to begin with anyway. But nevertheless, I do remember them. And is that supposed to be a pacifier? Yep, but I remember looking through the jewellery section looking for a grown-up necklace. And oh boy, being emotionally scarred for life by the animals of Farthing Wood. I remember my parents said I shouldn't watch The Animals of Farthing Wood, and I think they had a point. I remember my school, like when I was little, showed it for some reason. Why? And I saw that, that's when I knew I'm never watching this again. It made Watership Down look tame in comparison. Yeah. Dancing Around to the Theme too, Chucklevision. I won't be able to play it because of copyright, but I loved that show. And I was like, that was another one I couldn't remember on CBBC. Oh, Paul and Barry, the Chuckle Brothers. To me, to you, to me, to you. And the logo's still there, the CBBC logo. I'm a little emotional because the younger one, Barry, he died a little while ago. Oh, but still I love the show. Everyone else in the house hated it, but me. What else is there? Yes! Again, I can't play the theme tune, but I love the show. Everybody knows Badgers love mashed potatoes. I love that song though. That show too. Again, everyone else hated it, but I loved it. And again, another emotional bit because Mr. Boris he died a little while ago as well. I think what appealed to me was that Badger ate mashed potatoes, and I don't know why that was appealed to me. And he would go noisy potatoes or something potatoes. Everything ended in potatoes with him. Oh, I want to watch it again. Netflix, put it on. Twisting your ankle, falling off one of these. I never had one. I remember them, but I think I got off lucky. They were such a death trap, a fun death trap. Yeah, yeah. I think it was like survival of the fittest, my childhood. Well, kids of the 90s anyway. Spending all your pocket money on boglins. They were cute somehow despite being hideously ugly. Nope. Nuh-uh. I got off lucky. Wanting to go on Funhouse with Pat Sharp. Oh, challenge. Someone's recorded this. Challenge is still active. It's kind of like, well, the way Boomerang, the kids' channel, was when they show all cartoons from the 70s and so on. Challenge just re-uploads all game shows, and I don't remember Funhouse. Well named by the look of it. Sorry, Pat. Not ITV. Okay. It was a whole lot of fun. There are prizes to be won. I bet there were. Ooh. The incomparable feeling of elation when you completed Super Mario on your Game Boy, which took approximately 6 solid hours of play. I have played Super Mario on the 3DS that Nintendo gifts you, and I'm more fortunate because you can make your own checkpoints there. But my first ever console was the PlayStation 2. I can't remember Game Boys, even though some of them are still around. But as a kid, I was on the PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation all the way. I do have Nintendo projects. I've got the Switch and the DS. But PlayStation, we can't beat it. I'll fight you on that. I will. What's next? Got a few more to go. Tazos. Oh, so that's what they're called. The very best crisp promotion ever. Again, what were they for? Were they the same as Pogs? What? Even the site can't tell you what they were for. But then again, I remember them. Oh boy. Thinking that Game Master was the most high-tech program of all time. Although it kind of was, to be fair. Also, look, there's Jet again. So, was it like Gladiators? Obviously, they're playing video games on there. Is that the Atari? No, it's not. It's something. If you know, let me know in the comments. It could have been before I was born, like, so we'll let it slide. Tango made some absolute naff adverts. You know when you've been tangled. Originally, tangled was when someone had like this bright orange tan. And I think it still is by the look of it. And the most stupid one I can remember Tango ever doing was a bloke was sitting on an office chair and he had a fire extinguisher and he jet fueled himself into a barrel of apples for some reason. I'm just thinking, what were they thinking? I would love to meet the person who thought of that idea and see what's in their head. Anyway, last one. Blue Peter! The legendary Blue Peter DIY Thunderbird Island that 7-year-old British children were expected to make out with cereal boxes and PVA glue. What? Well, by the look of this, it looks like it was a little while before or after I was born, so I wouldn't have remembered it. But I loved Blue Peter as well. It was a good show. But really, it could be so naff sometimes. And well, close enough. I mean, you could paint that bit there, disguise a newspaper, but 10 for trying. Wow. Well, that definitely gave me a trip down memory lane. I didn't expect to see Mr. Blobby again or hear the dial-up connection. Ugh. But it was nice to talk about. And let me know if you remember any of the stuff, if you're a 90s British child. So, with that done, I'm going to end it here. If you liked it, hit a like button and don't forget to subscribe for more. See you soon!